things don't happen, just fall out of the sky. People have to do this. They have to get the space together, decide who's going to bring the food. It takes some collective work together, things that we need to continue to do. We tend to do those things just inside the church or inside the mosque. We need to do it more outside of those settings so that we continue to learn from it, get skills and everything. So I'm always glad when organizations continue to sponsor Kwanzaa events. And being in an organization, we asked to go speak in so many different places. We're in churches, schools, temples, libraries, you name it, homeless shelters, where they have Kwanzaa programs, and we're just glad that people are doing it. I appreciate it. Even we go inside people's homes. They're the best ones for me is the ones done inside people's homes. They invite their neighbors. So I have the honor of explaining the symbols of Kwanzaa, our only non-heroic, non-religious Pan-African celebration. And it started in America. People think it started in Africa, but it started here by a black man who's still alive, who was born in Maryland. And I'd like for the children to hear that. He was born in a poor family in Maryland. He's still alive. And he created a holiday that's now celebrated by estimated 30 million people around the world. So I'd like for the children to hear that, because just like he did that, it shows that all black people are capable of great things. That we're all capable of creating things of beauty and that people will make a part of their lives. And he's just an ordinary, he was born in a poor family of sharecroppers in Maryland. He's a college professor now, but he started humble, just like so many of us. And this holiday it's just 39 years old. It's young. It's young. Most of us in here are older than the holiday itself. So it's not our youngest holiday. The youngest one is Martin Luther King. So the two recent holidays that we're celebrating come from out of our history, our culture, and our struggle, because we are reasserting ourselves in the world. We are claiming our space. So we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday because he was a heroic person, and we celebrate it here in the United States. He's not celebrated around the world, even though he should be, because he's a world historical person. But he's special to the United States, so we celebrate it here. But Kwanzaa started in the United States, drawing from African traditions and African American traditions, and now it's celebrated around the world because black people are everywhere in the world. We're all over the world, places we want to be and places we don't want to be. And so at this time, from December 26th to January 1st, we have millions of black people around the world lighting these candles today. It's a powerful thing. It's the only celebration we have that has united us like that. Across race, because we have people of mixed races and they want to make sure that they have African in them, that the children get. I was at the library there, so all these little mixed race children there, their white parents were bringing them there to still have them have some connection to their history and culture. And they was like, and they know the importance of it, so they're trying to expose their children to it outside of just, quote, Black History Month. You know, trying to expose them to it in a different way. And so Kwanzaa has united us across religions. People of all faiths celebrate it because it's not a religious celebration, it's a cultural celebration. So I'm going to light the candles. And as I light it, know that we're lighting it the same way. 30 million people of African descent are lighting these candles. It's a powerful thing. And 30 million people of African descent is doing the same ceremony, honoring our tradition, honoring our ancestors, and thinking about what it means to be African in the world. So the first day of Kwanzaa is December 26th. We light the black candle for black people, the unity candle. Because after the Creator comes the people. Second day of Kwanzaa, Fuji Chakalia, yesterday. Third day is today. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Tomorrow we'll light another red candle, then green. So you start from the beginning in the middle and you work your way out. So how you remember to light it, you start with the people. And we say red is for struggle. We don't say it's for blood. We say struggle. We don't need blood. You don't need blood to struggle. We got to struggle to go to work every day. Children got to struggle to get good report cards and follow their parents through. We struggle. You cannot avoid struggle. There's no way to avoid it. So we say red is for the struggle, green is for the future. So you light it by saying, because black people struggle, there's a future. That's how you remember which way you light it. Because black people struggle, we have a future. So people wonder how to, like, some people start from one end and work their way out, but you start from the people first. People who struggle have a future. That's how you remember to light the candle. And the candle represents the Nguza Saba, the 7 principles. Each day corresponds with a value. These are very important values, and they are considered the social cement that holds the people together. And this is what our ancestors taught us. They may not have spoken African language, the ones who were captured and brought here. They wasn't permitted to speak African language, so they didn't know how to speak Swahili or Yoruba or all the different languages, but they still taught us to have unity, work together, to respect our elders, to shop and buy and save our money together. They just didn't say those words that we now know it, but they taught us those values. So the 7 candles represent those values. The candle holder represents our ancestors. It's called a kinara. And our ancestors are the ones who gave us these values that we live by. And they rest on the nkeka, the straw mat, which is our foundation, that everything must stand on something to be strong. So the nkeka is your faith, your education, your organizations, and those things that help you to remain upright and strong. And things that keep you strong, because in this world, if you don't have a strong foundation, you'll bend for anything. You'll just bend over, as we say, and give evil an opening. So you have to have a strong back to survive in this country. And Martin Luther King said, nobody can't rise you if you're not bending over. So how to remain an upright person, an upright, proud African, is you have to have a strong foundation. Then we have the mazal, the fruits and vegetables. That represents that one time we were harvesting and we were farmers, and at the end of the season, everybody would come together and bring all their crops. Everybody didn't have to grow everything. Somebody could grow string beans, somebody could grow collard, somebody could grow sweet potatoes. But at the end of the season, we bring it all together and we would all divvy it up. And we would come together and we would party and thank the Creator for giving us enough to survive. And that we cared for creation, we didn't pollute the earth, that it still can sustain and feed us. So we would all come together. So the crops represent us coming together. So we ingather the crops, but the crops for Kwanzaa is bringing the people together like the sisterhood does. So we should have fruits and vegetables, all shapes, sizes, and colors, because that's the way we come. Then we have the ears of corn, the bunzi, represent the children. Every Kwanzaa setup has to have ears of corn. And if it's done in a household, you have to have an ear of corn for every child in your family. So if you have a big family, it's got to buy a lot of corn. But if you don't have any children, you still have to have one ear of corn. Because this represents the African concept that you are still a parent. You are a social parent, even if you're not a biological one. You're still responsible for the children. So you have to always have the ear of corns there. And it symbolizes that village we're talking about, that we're all responsible for the children. Then we have the Kikombe Chalumoja, the unity cup, where we use it for pouring libation and remembering our ancestors, and also to remember the importance of unity. You have water in here, and water is essential for life. You cannot survive without water. You cannot survive without unity. You need unity to survive. You need unity in your family, your community, and nation. And we are at hard pressed right now to have unity. Unity means there's peace in the land. So this is to remind us that it's essential to always want to live peaceful and to be in unity and work together. So this is a Kikombe Chalumoja. So those are the 7 basic symbols for Kwanzaa. And you can have 2 supplemental. You can have the red, black, and green flag, and some representation of the Nguza Saba, the principles, so people can see them in case they don't know them. So this celebration is very, very important for us, as I said, because it unites us around the world. No other celebration does that. And the same basic 7 symbols will be on anybody's table in anybody's organization, no matter where you are in the world. And it's one of the few holidays that has a national character. For a long time, Martin Luther King's birthday didn't have a national character. Some place would have a barbecue, some place would have a prayer. You know, they couldn't establish what to do on King Day. And now they have made King Day a day of service. So it now has a national character to it. But for many years, it was floundering. Nobody didn't know what to do. So now it's a day of service because his life was one of service. So Kwanzaa has a national character. It has to have these 7 symbols. You have to do